With only 24 hours left until Election Day, President Obama and Mitt Romney are making their final campaign stops in some of the most contested battleground states. But some of those states, like Virginia, Colorado, and Ohio, were big victories for Obama back in 2008. So what happened over the last 4 years to put him up for grabs within the margin of error for Mitt Romney? Joining us right now, Fox News contributor Joe Trippi. We've got Colorado State Treasurer Walker Stapleton in the center square, and former Ohio Secretary of State Ken Blackwell. He's screened right, and he joins us from Ohio. Morning, fellas. Joe, let's start with you. You're going to examine the Commonwealth of Virginia. Why is it that the President of the United States won Virginia 4 years ago, and yet it is, tight as a tick right now?
Well, Steve, look, there were three states in 2008, Indiana, North Carolina, and Virginia, that no Democrat had won in like decades. Virginia had not voted for a Democrat since 1964 when it voted for Lyndon Baines Johnson. So it was just an amazing thing for Obama to win those three states. What's happened in the meantime now is that the Northern Virginia, the large Democratic base in Virginia, has grown demographically, grown bigger since then. And it's a fact that it's still up for grabs, that both campaigns are in there, that Obama has a chance to win it for the second time, which would be the first time, I think, in history that's happened, that it's been Democrat 2 times in a row.
Walker, what about out in Colorado? Barack Obama won Colorado by 9 points, and now, once again, they're deadlocked.
Well, Steve, what we're seeing here in Colorado as of yesterday afternoon, we're seeing that Republicans have an approximately 40,000 vote advantage. They're turning out in numbers that, by and large, are about 3% greater than the Democrats are. We've had polls in the state of Colorado that show that independents are breaking towards Governor Romney anywhere from 3 to 6 points. If that holds, it's a very different election model than we saw 4 years ago in the state, and it's one that's going to be a very good night for Governor Romney. You know, in some parts of our state, Steve, in the southern parts of our state, in the western parts of our state, in the rural areas of our state, which encompass about 20% of the state, we have unemployment numbers that are more than twice the national average, that are in the high teens. And so I think the intensity of voting amongst the electorate is pretty significant.
All right, Ken, stand by. We want to hear from Ohio, and the conversation not over yet with their panel. More from the swing state experts after the break. And then, are you a total perfectionist and it drives people around you nuts? Now there's finally somebody you can blame. We'll tell you who, as Fox and Friends rolls on live from New York on this Monday.
Steve?
Thanks, Gretchen. We're back with our political panel. We've got Joe Trippi, Fox News contributor, Walker Stapleton, Colorado State Treasurer, and Ken Blackwell, former Ohio State Secretary of State. And Ken, let's get to you. Why is it that Barack Obama won Ohio 4 years ago by, I think, 4 points, and yet right now they're essentially tied?
Well, Romney has made a strong push for white women, married, church-going, over the age of 35. That has resulted in him closing the gap dramatically over the last 30 days. And then he's been able to attract so-called Reagan Democrats that Obama was able to keep home against McCain: truckers, dairy farmers, longshoremen, and coal miners. That group of working class Catholics and evangelicals are moving in his direction.
Now, Joe, Mitt Romney wanted the election to be about the economy, and that is the number one issue. So he's getting that, and that's what he's been running on. Meanwhile, the president has been running, on a lot of distraction, a lot of negativity as well. Because he is the challenger, what will it take for Mitt Romney to win Virginia tomorrow?
It's going to be in all three of these states. It's going to be getting out his vote. I mean, that's all. At this point, the issues, none of this stuff really matters. This is about which campaign organization and which turnout model goes into effect. And look, I believe that if the turnout model the Obama people are looking at turns out tomorrow, he's going to win all three of these states. And if he's wrong and the Romney people are correct about the turnout model that's going to happen, then Romney's going to win all three of them. Somebody's really wrong about who's coming to the polls in all three of these states.
Sure. And Walker, out in Colorado, there are a lot of independents, and currently Mitt Romney holds an edge with independents. So if they show up in large numbers, the conventional wisdom is Mitt Romney wins Colorado, right?
Absolutely, Steve. I think that we're seeing in early voting, more than 1.7 million Coloradans have already voted, and we have a significant advantage here in this state. We think we're going to win independence, and we think we're going to have a very good night tomorrow. This election is about the economy, and the economy, the economic security of one's family, the fiscal future of this country, those are women's issues. We've seen a barrage of issues of ads on divisive social issues. That's not what this election is ultimately about. It's about the economy, and economic issues are women's issues.
Sure. And Ken, before you go, I know we've been talking about the impact of Hurricane Sandy here in the tri-state area around New York City and New Jersey. But Cuyahoga County in Ohio, which traditionally has gone for the Democrats, has had a gigantic power outage there that could impact the election and in a positive way for Mitt Romney.
Well, I think that Cuyahoga County will be fine with their backup systems. In the end, what's going to win it for Mitt Romney is a superior election day, get out the vote. It's going to be very much like 2004. At this time, everybody was saying George Bush had lost the presidency. A superior election day operation had him carry the state by 3 points.
Yeah, my point was that the storm has kind of messed things up not only here in the East Coast, but Ohio as well. All right, Joe and Walker and Ken, thanks very much for being our experts for the various states. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, straight ahead on this Monday.